Hey guys, just want to do a quick video of the progress on the baby chickens. They've been in the chicken house with their cage for about 4 or 5 days now, I guess. They're right at about 8 weeks old, I guess, so they're probably about halfway, or 6 weeks, I'm sorry. About halfway to filling out their frame. They'll probably put some weight on after 12 weeks, a little bit, but they'll probably be, the size they're gonna be 6 weeks from now. So they're probably halfway there. They're spending their nights back in their cage, and it's not real hard to get them in there. I can come out here and make a fake rooster crow and they'll run in. They still see that as a security thing for them. They were all out here. I wanted to video them. There was about 6 of them out here digging into this amaranth and other weeds and some sweet potato I threw them. Right before I hit record, a crow cawed out in the field and they all ran back in the house. So now they're having their water and their feed and their mealyworms. But the main reason I'm making sure that they're spending the night in this cage is we have had a lot of rat snake activity this year in the coop. And in general, I'm not too worried about an average rat snake. See that fat little black one there? I'm not really worried about him eating her. But see that little well summer right there? She's pretty little yet, and I think she's really cool. And I'd hate to lose any of them, but I really don't want to lose her. I want her in my flock long term. I think that's some cool genetics to whatever rooster I decide to keep to maybe play with a little bit and see what we end up with crossing with her. And they're a smaller breed, even, within a full size well summer. The hens are a little bit thinner of build, slighter of build. So for a bantam, she's pretty slight. And if you look at that porcelain, which is the white one behind the brown speckle one there, she's pretty slight of build too. Both of those I'm a little worried that are still a size where a rat snake would go ahead and, even if it wasn't successful in swallowing, would try to constrict them and succeed at that, and I'd lose them. So for at least another couple weeks, they'll spend their night in the cage. Again, it's not been hard to get them in there at all. If I come out here just before dark, turn the lights on in the coop for them so that they stay awake. And I just make a rooster crow. They all run in there. Or half of them will be in there when I get out here. Last night they actually weren't. Last night they were all piled up in a ball right there under the perch. And I thought about leaving them there, and I thought about the snake thing and just decided it wasn't a good idea. So since they were all knocked out, they were easy to just pick up and pitch in there. So either way, it's not a big deal. They are very much attached to the coop now. They were attached to this cage. I used it as basically a baby chicken tractor for 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks. I moved the entire thing in here for a night with them inside it and let them out the next day. So there's just no struggle to get them to see this is home now. They like it in here, and they're getting exposure to the ducks. And the ducks will pick on small birds when they're first introduced until everything's kind of sorted out. By having them in the same area but not spending the night together with ducks having access to them, it's worked out pretty well. One of my weekend projects is I'm going to extend that perch more so there's room for everybody. As for the makeup of the flock, I'm thinking those two are Brahmas. I know those two are porcelains. I know she's a well summer. That's not a silky, that's a frizzy cochin. So that's the feather-footed ones. That's just a black cochin. I'm not sure what the speckled one is there. And that's a frizzy cochin rooster in there, that black one. And he doesn't look right. I mean, he's just got spots where feathers. I'm thinking he's grill fodder no matter what. And I'm pretty sure this guy right here is a rooster. If you look at his headgear, he just got a little more of it than his sister right there. And he's probably going to be, if I'm keeping a rooster, the rooster I'm going to keep. This little guy here, I'd like to keep him. He's got a hell of a personality. He has potential. One of the other reasons I'm pretty sure that one right there is a rooster is I've seen them sparring a couple times, and you just don't generally see that with hens. But, I mean, he runs out in the morning. He puts his wings down already. He's already displaying. But he'll attack me. Now, not viciously, obviously. He's a, half-pound bird. But, and I like that he'll defend the other birds. If he feels like they're being threatened, he'll come running. He'll bite my hand or whatever. But sometimes he'll just, for no real reason at all, here comes the Jets, man. for no real reason at all. He'll try to spur me. Now, he has no spurs. My concern is he gets bigger. He actually puts some spurs on. Roosters tend to be a pain in the ass when they're like that with kids. I've got my grandkids around here, especially my granddaughter's only 4 years old. He goes after her one time, he's grill meat, man. And I'm kind of hoping, I'm working with him. I'm trying to kind of, convince him, hey, because when roosters get aggressive with you, they're not aggressive with you because they think you're a human. They see you as competition. They see you as another rooster, or they see you as a threat to their flock. So the best thing you can do with a rooster like that, and it's what I try to do with him, is I'll feed him by hand. Because one rooster will, and if you ever manage chickens, you'll see roosters sometimes, they'll catch like a big bug or something, they'll hold it down, they'll make a noise. They'll call it, and they won't do it when they're young like this, but as they mature, they see it as their role to take care of the flock. They'll actually catch insects, and instead of running away with them like all the hens do to have them for themselves, they'll call a hen over and they'll give it to their hen. So when you smack down a rooster, whether it's a little bantam like this or an adult, rooster that's like a 7-pound bird, you can win the fight anytime you want to. I mean, you're not going to lose a fight to a 7-pound bird or an 8-pound bird. If you are, you probably shouldn't be keeping birds. But what you're doing is now you're reinforcing the delusion in that little bird brain that you're a threat and you're an adversary. When you feed them, it kind of is a de-escalation. Like, okay, if this being was a threat to me, he wouldn't be offering me food. He's certainly not my rival because no other rooster would give me food. So we'll see, because I think he's going to be a beautiful rooster. Those porcelains, they have that white, but they also have that blue in them, and you can see the females don't have anywhere near as much of the blue. The males have this really cool, and it becomes more prominent as they grow. And I think he could be an awesome rooster, but we'll see, because, buddy, you get one chance, you spur my granddaughter and you're done. And that'll leave Mr. Brahma there to be the flock rooster. And I think he's pretty chill. He's not been aggressive once towards me. Now, the trade-off. Sometimes when you have a dominant little turd head rooster, and this guy here, because he's not the dominant one, he'll be all chill. And when he goes away, all of a sudden he's not chill anymore. So you can't always be sure of that. This, where's the frizzy one? He's been totally chill. But I'm just not liking that for genetics. This one here, I'm not sure if that's a rooster or a hen yet. I haven't made a determination, but that's where everybody's at. As far as ranging, they've made it as far as the compost pit. They've made it back in that corner, kind of right in here. They haven't had any inkling to head out and about yet. I'm hoping that'll happen more. Basically, the first day they didn't come out at all. Second day they hung out at the edge. Third day they were out here. Fourth day they were kind of in this area. So maybe today, as time goes on, they'll range a little further. Maybe a few days from now, we'll have them out and about and going out on the property with everybody else, and then I won't have to come in here and feed them every morning and water them every morning. They'll go out and get stuff with the ducks and the other chicken. Anyway, I keep telling the old chicken she needs to teach them the ways of the chicken. They don't know yet. She gets along with them, but she's not attached to them in any way. She didn't have anything to do with brooding them, so they're just other chickens to her, and until they start figuring it out, she's just going to pretty much ignore him. But she has figured out that they get fed mealworms a couple times a day. There she is. She thinks I'm doing it now because I'm here, and she comes back to visit every time they get mealworms. Go on in there, girl. Teach them the ways of the chicken. Catch you guys later.